Hey guys, we all knew that Liz Cheney was not a fan of the America First movement. We knew that she had problems with Trump that caused her a lot of problems politically. And she thought that she would be protected first by the establishment rhinos. And when that didn't help, she turned to the Democrat. And they used her like a Mitt Romney in a cheap skirt to push the narrative that Republicans hated Trump as much as the Democrats when she sat on Nancy Pelosi's unconstitutional January 6th committee. But she just did an interview on CNN where she herself exposes what a raging lunatic she is, suffering from Trump Derangement Syndrome level 7, which is the highest known recorded level of the dreaded syndrome. The hypocrisy is worthy of a Democrat. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I just want to go through a little bit of this interview. It's 10 minutes long. I'm not going to bore the living shit out of you with that. But I want to get a couple of points across at how Looney Tunes she really is. Let's give it a listen.
You say Donald Trump, if he is reelected, it will be the end of the republic. What do you mean?
He's told us what he will do. It's very easy to see the steps that he will take. People who say, well, if he's elected, it's not that dangerous because we have all of these checks and balances.
Does this woman even understand that the Democrats have been attacking Donald Trump in ways that he never attacked anyone? Does she know? She has to know. So then why is she going off acting like, oh my God, he's going to go after people. We don't know what he's going to do. He's going to be like a dictator. What the hell does she think Joe Biden is? I mean, the Democrats have at every level of government Marxist prosecutors and a crazy person in Jack Smith going after Trump for all bogus reasons. And she's sitting here worried about what Trump will do. I think what she's mostly worried about is how Trump will get revenge on the people like her who broke the law, who broke the ideals of due process and justice in our constitutional system.
Don't fully understand the extent to which the Republicans in Congress today have been co-opted.
The Republicans have been co-opted? How many Republicans are coming to Trump's defense? Not many. How many Republicans in Congress have stood up even to their own constituents and said, what the Democrats and this administration are doing to Donald Trump, they can do to you. And what they're doing is unconstitutional. They are violating their own oaths of office, these prosecutors, and they're making things up out of whole cloth. What the hell is she talking about, co-opted? I think Liz's problem was she, like her father, is a war hawk. They never met a war they didn't like because it makes money for them, money for their donors, and money for the military-industrial complex that does exist. And Donald Trump came into office saying that there will be no new wars, and there weren't, and that he wanted to end the endless wars. And that was a direct threat to the war hawks like Liz Cheney. And so she came out against him, and he bested her every single time verbally because she's an idiot and Trump's not. Trump's very good at the game. And I think that she believed that because she was in a leadership role in the House, that she was safe, she was protected. And she didn't realize that she wasn't safe and protected back in Wyoming, which is where her district is, that she hadn't spent enough time in. She spent all of her time in D.C. throughout most of her career, as a matter of fact. And Maggie Haberman comes along, who was handpicked by Trump to run a primary against her. Haberman defeated Liz Cheney by about 70%. According to the New York Times, Cheney got about 30% of the vote, and so that means it's 70%. And she was expected to win because Liz Cheney not only doubled down, she tripled and quadrupled down during the campaign by mostly staying in D.C. for the committee. And she actually said that her constituents who were going to vote against her were stupid. She came out and insulted her own constituents. It's like, that's a really great campaign strategy. We're down in the polls. Well, let's just call them a bunch of fucking idiots. That'll work.
One of the things that we see happening today is a sort of a sleepwalking into dictatorship.
So we don't have a dictatorship when we had Joe Biden force vaccine mandates on people, right? We didn't have a dictatorship when the Biden administration, right out of the gate on day one, attacked and destroyed our energy sector, which harms every single American. We didn't have a dictatorship when Joe Biden used American taxpayer dollars to forgive student loan debt so that he could buy votes from people who own student loans and were going to have their debts forgiven at our expense. In Joe Biden's first week alone, he signed 37 executive orders in action. That's 33 more than the guy he indirectly referred to as a dictator in the form of predecessor Donald Trump. It's 32 more than his old boss, Barack Obama, and 37 more than George W. Bush, who signed 0 executive orders in his first week as president. And each executive order signed by Joe Biden was a power grab by the government, and a majority of them have set the administration up to do a lot of damage in the name of climate change and at the expense of American taxpayers. Who's the fucking dictator? Liz Cheney is a lunatic to say that Trump is going to be a dictator when he showed no signs of that in his entire 4 years in office, when he was being attacked every single day. Remember, Trump never got a peaceful transfer of power. The Democrats and the left started attacking him 19 minutes after he was inaugurated, officially attacking him as president. And how do we know that? Because 19 minutes after 19 minutes after Trump was inaugurated on January 20, 2021, the Washington Post came out with a headline, front page, that said, "The campaign to impeach President Trump has begun." Look at the time there and the date. And jackasses like Liz Cheney here are just being used by CNN. And she doesn't live in reality. I really do believe these people are terrified that when Trump gets back in power, he's going to use the Department of Justice the way it was intended to be used. He's going to go after criminals who overturned our government. That's another thing. These Jacobins on the left have been saying that Trump tried to overthrow the government with an insurrection. He tried to overturn an election. What the hell did these Democrats do to Donald Trump throughout his entire first term? They tried to overturn the 2016 election every single day of the 4 years. And instead of an insurrection, these Democrats have overturned our entire government, all of our government institutions, and morphed them into the likes of a communist Politburo. And if Trump doesn't get in, or if they kill him before the election, I think this country is done. I've always been long in America, always thought that when things get bad enough, the American people will vote to fix it. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid with these communists and the power they have right now, who are abusing their powers every single day to go after their enemies. I worry that they're going to take actions so that they never lose again. And with the money that this country produces to give to our government, they will make the Soviets look like a bunch of pikers. All right. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel and share our videos with like-minded friends. Stay informed, stay vigilant. Always remember to read between the lines and the lies. I'll see you in the next one.